Hey guys, my name is Ryan.
And my name is Miska.
Welcome to Overwatch Central. So Overwatch Competitive Play Season 4 is nearing an end. We don't have an exact date yet, but we'll let you know once we do. We expect the competitive season to come to a halt towards the end of this month, however, with Season 5 close enough to be relevant though. We did want to talk about improvements that we wanted to see for the next season, highlight things that Blizzard have already changed this season, as well as discuss some changes and ideas that you may have forgotten about. So without further ado, let's get into it.
First, let's just quickly highlight what they've gotten just right now in our opinion. These are basically things they changed coming up to Season 4 and during Season 4 as well. There are some things that Blizzard have just nailed down very well that we wanted to start with, just to start off on a more positive note, as well as highlight things that you might have forgotten have actually changed. So first up there is the system for draws. This was actually the most recent change out of the ones that we are mentioning here. And first was the initial change to draws, of course, with the actual percentage of the capture progress matter, which was then later changed to force a team to capture 1/3 if the other team had not captured anything. Either way, this system have worked out very well, and I'm glad that Blizzard worked out the initial issues as well and listened to the community and fixed things fairly quickly actually. And everything has felt a lot more fair from a losers and winners perspective when it comes to minimizing draws and just breaking those ties essentially. There have also been game mode rules tweaks here and there, with everything from slight time tweaks to capture progress tweaks and a bunch of other things that have just happened a bit over time. And everything just feels very good and solid right now. It feels like things are working the way they were initially intended to work, and there are just no complaints there when it comes to rule sets and the actual game modes from our side at least, but let us know if you have a different opinion. Also, the adjustments of streaks to have losing streaks not be as devastating and have the win streaks be more fair was also a great adjustment that happened less than a month ago actually, and it's just ended up working out really well for everyone. So I feel like adjustment to streaks, game mode rules set tweaks over time, and the system for draws have all really improved ranked overall, and I really enjoyed myself, especially at the start of this season.
Anyway, we're now going to move on to the actual improvements for Season 5 that we've picked out. These are some of our picks, and some are more likely to happen than others. Some of these ideas are just on our wish list, as they're pretty cool ideas that could potentially be implemented into Overwatch at some point. Do keep in mind that we just base this off our own experience in comp and the changes around it, but we do bear in mind different skill tiers that aren't us, for example.
First up are more incentives for not only just playing ranked, but also continuing to climb even at the end of the season, or at least towards the end. Top 500 rewards are even harder to get now that you have to be in the top 500 as the season ends to get them, rather than just hit top 500 at some point. And I don't really see people at that skill level caring that much about an animated spray and a player icon, unfortunately. So the top 500 rewards could just be a lot better in my opinion. But even then, just more incentive to climb through the other tiers as well would be awesome. Of course, there's the other side of the coin. Playing ranked should obviously be done with the goal of improving and getting better, rather than just for the sake of getting some cosmetics. I just feel like the end of the season especially, but even just halfway through sometimes actually, can be a bit all over the place, just because people sometimes are happy with where they're at and start practicing new heroes, and then those people are matched with the other players that really want to continue climbing and finding difficulties doing so due to this sort of mixed mindset there. It does happen quite a lot. I don't really blame the players for it. I feel like this is something that is always going to be a problem to some extent, but some sort of expansion or at least tweaks around this would be interesting to me at least.
Next up is the DECAY system, a system that I have quite a few problems with currently. There were some major changes for Season 4, and at first there was quite a lot of negative feedback around them. It is a good way to make sure that players play an allocated amount of games, and it also means that players don't go ham on using alternate accounts as well, as they need to dedicate time for the upkeep of them. But sometimes, especially us, we need to take breaks here or there, or we go away somewhere, or we just don't have the time at all, resulting in us just playing mostly quick play games. After this, you end up having a hard time catching up, and then you end up just sort of just extending the DECAY system just enough time each time. As this goes on, it gets incredibly repetitive, and it does eventually become more of a chore to play to just not decay. You're playing for that reason alone, not because you want to, but because you decay in 3 hours and you need to play tonight. Whilst yeah, you can argue that at this point you shouldn't really care about your rank anyway, but it's a system designed to make you continue playing the game. So these same players might want to come back in a few days time and then have a chance to enjoy the game at the skill level that they're at. map. Both of us have now essentially kind of let ranked go for the most part, taking it easy towards the end of the season, and are just learning new heroes for fun instead of preparing for sort of Season 5. Partially as a result, the decay system is making ranked feel a little bit more of a task than something that we play because we really want to. We'd say just reducing the games to 3 to 4, maybe 4 to 5, instead of a game a day. Because whilst it might not seem much on the face of it, there's just going to be some weeks where it doesn't seem possible.
On to our next one, which is Map Picker, and this is definitely more of a wish list one. Essentially, our idea for it is that players get a selection of 3 maps to vote on, and then the more votes one map gets, the more likely that map is to be picked by the automatic map picker. So this keeps the random element, as you can't always just vote for your favorite map and have it 100% of the time, as you get 3 maps picked randomly, and then after that you get to vote on the map that you'd like the most, and that map is a lot more likely to then be picked by the map picker, if that makes sense. There are many variations of how this could work, of course, and I'm not saying that this is the best one, and either way this is not very likely to happen, to be honest, but it is a cool idea. People have for a long time discussed map pickers for Overwatch and a pick and ban system for maps and how there should be a standard one in all tournaments, but Blizzard are very proud of their maps and I don't blame them for that, and I'm really not sure how willing they are to implement something like this. But let me know if you guys watching this video also like the idea of this, and let me know how you would go about a system that would cover map picking.
And last up is lever changes. Many players have been suggesting this for quite some time, and it's something that Blizzard are definitely looking at currently. But we'd just like to highlight the fact that one person leaving a team shouldn't really punish the whole team as harshly as it does right now. Many other games punish the leaver harsher, but allow the other players on the team to just leave afterwards, or at least not lose rank because of it. Overwatch is a decent system now, but I still run into some problems of people leaving on our team once every ranked session or so, and it just doesn't feel as well handled as it could be. We've been talking about this in the past several times and mentioned a system that Dota 2 uses, for example. We won't go into much detail over it again here, and it certainly isn't something that ruins the comp experience. All we're saying that there's room for improvement, especially those situations where a point is taken very quickly within a minute and somebody leaves just to avoid the game almost. It's incredibly frustrating and it needs dealing with. But that's it for this time. Thank you very much for watching. Do let us know how you would change the rank system for Season 5, and until next time, take care. We'll see you then.